Ladies and gentlemen, Trump ain't taken very kindly to countries that say not to come here because of all the gun violence. It's not just the mass shootings. You got to even throw in these cops shooting people unarmed. It's a whole host of things going on in the US other than the mass shootings, too. The mass shootings definitely count. And people are like, okay, well, the US is not exactly as you told us, you know, all that streets paved in gold and land of opportunity and the melting pot, all none of that crap is true. So this came out in the Hill August 9th, 2019. Trump threatens to reciprocate countries that issue travel warnings to US. Well, what is that really going to do? I mean, seriously, what is that going to do? It's really not going to do anything, right? Okay. Trump on Friday threatened to reciprocate travel warnings issued against the U.S. following a pair of mass shootings. Asked about his reaction to the travel advisories, Trump replied, well, I can't imagine that, but if they did that, we just reciprocate. Sound like some butt sore crap, y'all. Because that's what it is. We are a very reciprocal nation with me as the head. Yeah, you're butt sore that people are telling you the truth about your nation, especially after you called somebody else's nation crime riddled and violent. Well, what do you think you got here in America? Okay? What do you really believe you have here? All of those things you're describing about somebody else's country, you can find it right here in America. When somebody does something negative to us in terms of a country, we do it to them, he added. Look, our country has been taken advantage of by foreign countries, even allies, including allies, and in many cases, more than anybody else, Trump said. Sound like a mouthful of marbles. Now, that was one hell of a batch of word salad right there. uh, we've been taken advantage of for many, many years, and it stops. It stopped. More word salad, y'all. So the list grows, and actually, Canada is diving in on giving advisories about coming to America. Right above you, Canada, Uruguay, Venezuela, and Japan issued warnings this week after the U.S. experienced a pair of mass shootings last weekend that killed 31 people. Japan warned of the potential for gunfire incidents everywhere in the U.S. and described the country as a gun society. Yeah, you're going to run off all your tourists. So, way to go, U.S. Uruguay told its citizens to beware of growing indiscriminate violence, mostly for hate crimes. Venezuela, similar, warned of the recent proliferation of violent acts and hate crimes. And I'm loving how they're leaving out Canada. Canada also issued an advisory because I saw it on another article. uh. And guess who is just not taking it well?
Reciprocate travel warnings issued against the U.S. following a pair of mass shootings. Asked about his reaction to the travel advisories, Trump replied, quote, well, I can't imagine that, but if they did, we'd just reciprocate. We are a very reciprocal nation with me as the head. When somebody does something negative to us in terms of a country, we do it to them. Uruguay, Venezuela, and Japan issued warnings this week after the U.S. experienced a pair of mass shootings last weekend that killed 31 people.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, the countries that won't come here or advising people not to come here, that list is going to grow. You watch. That list is going to grow. Make no mistake about it. Instead of reciprocating, you need to declare a lot of things a crime, but we know you're not going to do it for the obvious reasons. And ladies and gentlemen, always remember another thing. This is all coming back on Trump because of what he said about other people's nations. And he refused to look at the fact that his own nation is very violent, it's out of control, and it's getting worse. You can't scream about violence somewhere else, and you got plenty of it right here at home. It didn't take long for that to come back on him, did it? He was just screaming at Ilhan Omar about her crime-riddled nation, and look at what happened shortly after him barking all out in public over that mess and talking about some go back from where he came from. That's why this stuff is going to continue to happen to you and get worse. You seem to put on a pair of blinders when it comes down to your own crimes, but you want to point at everybody else, and that is going to bring more violence down on you each and every time. You watch. This ain't going nowhere. This stuff is about to ramp up in this country. You just sit back and wait. Every time they try to come after another group of people or another country and keep finger pointing and not looking at their own problem, this is only going to get worse. Y'all just sit back, grab the popcorn, and enjoy the show. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.